Hi, hello, welcome to the Council Show brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to approach the gate on my behalf and see what we've got going on. So it's a bit of a channeled reading, but it's a guided reading, actually. And we're going to approach the gate of the beloved because we're investigating this new sense of balance. The past being reconciled in some kind of way, and we're going to be exploring the roots. We got it here. So there's been some transits. There's a shift in the solar climate, if you would. Some things are being expressed because we've been exploring ourselves. And this is on the grounds of becoming aware of the vision, having a different perspective, things that we've been perceiving for some time, the mystery is being revealed. I'm excited to see what this week provides. Let's go ahead and get in here, sit in here and see what we got going on. One thing I know is that central to this is the third house, which could be communication, it could be our craft, it could be how we cultivate, culminate. Also, it's how we deal with things and what we're kind of learning from our environment. It's how we are structuring and cultivating our belief system, what our thoughts are producing. We're evolving into understanding the climate because there's been a lot of shifts in response to aspects, in response to planetary energies, etc. The inciting incident is authority, 10th house. So it could be the legacy in our life, other authorities in our life, whether it's property manager, landlord, the bank if we have a loan, our boss if we're employed, the government if we're a citizen, whatever, what have you. And the kind of the objective or the objection or the conflict conundrum crossing is exploration. We're looking to understand what to do with our third house, how we're learning, how we're scripting, how we're cultivating those broader minded philosophies. We're going to go ahead and consult the throne. We're going to the throne of the beloved, however. What I know so far is that we're kind of standing secure in our energies. It can be like new money, meaning we got everything we need. Maybe it's not cash money, dollar bills. It's not necessarily something that's inherited. It's something that's built up from the inside out in this lifetime, self-made. Yeah, so we have the Seven of Swords. So this could be, I'll be honest, it's something about where we're going through symbiosis here of Okay, well, first of all, it's manipulation. How were things manipulated? How were we kind of put into a box, conditioned, socialized, programmed in a certain way? How have we unaligned or misaligned that and then grown into our own alignment? How have we garnered the strength to have that strength, courage, and wisdom, that emotional fortitude to kind of go, not really to our own drum, but really to our own energy, our own frequency? We did have to have some kind of inversion or turning the table or pivot or shift, and it paid off really well. Ace of Cups, whatever shift that we made. Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Yeah, so we're being guided through something, away from something, about something. We have a triple three here. So there were cliques, covens, cabals. Cooperatives, collectives. There's a challenge with something that we're calling in, manifesting in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. There's some terms and conditions placed on. Clearance. Symbiosis, really, but clearance. It seems like there's the evil eye, or we could be impishly, I'm hearing, we could be too prudent. We could also be imprudent. However, there's some kind of evil eye or gaze that we're under that's actually quite malevolent, maladaptive. Yeah, there's something around maybe trying to close the road or block the door. We need to become aware. They could even be as much as like an hidden enemy. Whatever drives that we have to grow, to get out there and live it up, we're really fighting to be chosen, or fighting to protect our chosen energy, to defend, fighting to defend with the wands. We're fighting to defend our chosen energy because we were born this way. We've cultivated from the inside out. It's not like we're undeserving, but there's an attachment, some kind of spiritual attachment, malevolence, maleficence, malignancy, malice. There's an energy, they're technically trying to secure our love. So there's some kind of like spell coming off, coming undone. So there was an attempt to bind, or energy was present that was creating a difficult expansion. It was a very prickly expansion, if at all. So I just took a moment to meditate, and I'm sensing that we're coming to the precipice of all the things that didn't work, especially relationships, of all the things that are working, especially our own lessons being activated, incorporated, enumerated. A lot of things are pushing through. It's almost like finally we got the ingredients right, and the dish is coming out really well tasting. We just have to deal with being left out on some matters, or having lost or depleted certain aspects, especially connections, relationships. It could have been because of our thinking, because of how we are conditioned and programmed, but we're healing for starters. For secondly, things are clearing up. They're being purged or reset or so yeah, we're kind of wanting to get out there and live a little, but a lot of delayed messages, even from years and years ago, they're finally coming through. And I'm hearing that song, you used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Yeah, again, we're clearing. So we've removed a lot of the obstacles and barriers and la di da yada yada. I know when I'm late, I get only one thing. Yeah, so we might be reminiscing or having feelings come back from the past or having views and glimpses and flashes of the past or insights into several different things, especially connections, relationships. Paths that we could have taken, they're revisiting, but right now we are turning the table, swapping, things are turning around. And in respect to our spirit karma life path destiny, we're healing a lot of relationships from the past, especially removing karma because some things got left behind. There might be remorse, guilt. Well, remorse and mourning, grief, not guilt. Of things that were lost, things that almost could have been false starts, misconnections. So we're gonna allow ourselves to withdraw and detach, go to higher ground. Some things are gonna be lost. But there's barriers to entry to go back to old places. For most of us, we needed to be at the same vibration for those old relationships to work. And it was a dual thing. Some of us needed to heal, others of us, we were in a relationship with someone that needed to heal. We're not the same person that was called to them at that point in time. They're not the same person that was called to us at that point in time. Our paths wouldn't be magnetized or vibrationally attuned to each other anymore. It's a hard thing to accept. We can't always go back to the past and repair and remedy a situation that needs to be done in a higher realm in the spirit and the heaven. So there's a lot of grief, mourning, disappointment that we're carrying, and we're working through that because we're also exploring the why of the why of the why. And I dislike that energy, but it's on a spiritual level. We're looking to reframe, restructure, realign, reconstruct our belief system and our faith. That's better because we're not necessarily going to lose any ground. We're going to stay high vibration on high ground here with Regina de Bastoni, the Queen of Wands. Okay, we're off protocol here, but we're going to go in this direction. I do not know why. Okay, because we're going to be acting with some spiritual authority in some kind of way, shape, form, or another, whatever, what have you. Messages are coming out or a strong intention, a will of manifestation. Yeah, we're taking the lessons from previous connections, places and spaces, environments surrounding locations, and taking it into something new with the hope of a new beginning of some kind. Ever since I left the city, You should call me on my cell phone. Yeah, so we're feeling happy, fulfilled, contented. Some timelines we got stripped of, and the last remnant of that is playing out. Unfortunately, we're quarantined in a way, but it has protected our spiritual power. It's just that we were innocent, naive. Also, God has cleared some things out. The Lord or the universe or Baba Dio or whatever clearance has been granted, grace, really. And there's future things to work on, things that are already percolating. We're indecisive about certain relationships because old feelings are coming back as if we would want to be in a relationship with these old people, places, and things. But really, there's something new. We're leaving karmic causes and burdens, and we're walking into something new. There's a relationship on ice or the back burner. We need to go towards it quickly, I would say, because that's where our chosen spot is. So this is somebody that is warm towards us and we're warm towards them. Not, we don't need to confront any more karma from the past. It is true that we've lost a lot of people. Some of it was our fault. Maybe we were unhealed, unawakened. We didn't quite know better. Things were moving very slowly, and one person was coming very hard. There wasn't a lot of authenticity, genuineness, and sincerity. There was one party taking action, but the other party canceled it out. So now there's been healing, and our authentic self is calling something in. Those former people, places, and things are not an authentic self. They're not aligned with our authentic self. The gracious, benevolent influence over this entire cycle comes from supreme authority of a knowing that can only come currently in current connections. Anything in the past is going to have some kind of negativity, toxicity, malevolent influence over the life of that connection. We need to address that karma in the spiritual, and it won't be it won't be karma that we're bound to. It'll be just a quick flash of understanding, insight, a debriefing on that failed mission. Unfortunately, that mission was unsuccessful, and then we'll be let out of class. We won't necessarily need to repay any penance or work off any debt. So that is good. We've gained those lessons in this lifetime. Unfortunately, they might not have been in that same connection, but those connections did serve a purpose, and it did allow us to expand our path. So that's something that we're being told, because if we're wanting to build a family or to have a committed relationship and work on life planning with somebody, we just need strength, courage, wisdom, emotional fortitude to move forward into the future, leaving the past behind, not holding on, keeping on, not with any kind of attachments. We need to purify, let it die, let it burn to the ground. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. Partnerships are going to come from creative new beginnings. That's where our heart is going to open up. And that it's kind of on lock, but it's also saying that we need to decide to stay at a higher ground. We need to choose the higher ground. And that's not coming off the mountain, chasing back after old flames and la-di-da and yada-yada. And this is the answer to our prayer. What we want will come. But right now, we've been looking over our shoulder and conjuring up the past. And what's happening with that is that we're learning lessons. How we transformed from those obstacles and barriers and problems that we had in the past. We might need to loosen up a little bit as well. We might be cautious and timid about the future. There's a late message here where we had a delayed message about sowing what we reaped. There were things in the past we could have sowed. And so we understand why some failures happen, but from the perspective of what we didn't do. You know, all the things I could have said, but I never said. All the things I could have did, but I never did. All the things that you wanted from me. All the things that you needed from me. Yeah, Kate Bush, woman's work. Yeah, so we're seeing why there were a lot of losses. There were some bubbles to burst or that bursted. There's a lot of disappointments, some grieving, some remorse. even a little bit of depression from the past that we're being reminded of. We've made it through, worked it through, but some cold, harsh truths as well. And I'll tell you, you'd rather do that in the body than out of the body, although it's quicker out of the body. That specific lesson. Some lessons are not. Um, yeah, give me that moment. Give me that. Yeah, I'm hearing it. We're prepared to move forward. We've been prepared and trained, and now we're ready to move forward. Maybe through an initiation, I'll say, yep, some kind of union, some kind of marriage, maybe with the divine, maybe with the person. Probably with a person, because that was a page of pentacles. Yeah, the right person's going to come along and we can do a mutually beneficial nursing needs exchange. They might be in our environment surrounding location right now, is what I'm being told. Oh, not all of us, less than half of us, less than half of us. So I know you got a little fight in your left. I know you got a lot of strength left. I should be crying, but I just can't let it show. I should be running, but I can't stop thinking. Yeah. Woo! All the things I could have said, but I never said. All the things I could have did, but I never did. All the things that you wanted from me. All the things that you needed from me. Oh, darling, make it go. Yeah, listen to that song, Woman's Work. It's just coming through really strong. Yeah, so I think we're reminiscing about the past. I really do. But we have this judgment and clarity now, and we're going to have to work on a bigger, brighter, and better future. We have the promise and the gift of material new beginnings, which means we could establish and manifest whatever's aligned with our spirit, karma, life, path, destiny, and attuned to this, to our heart. Also, we're going forward on a protected path. So the next thing that we choose, if it's in discernment and according to divine guidance, it'll be right. We're finally able to create and take action towards something that has a foundation because we have self mastery, self guidance, self governance, and also we've achieved and accomplished something. So, this is why certain things are coming up because they're being dissipated. I know you got a little fight in your life. I know you did a lot of things. Love. Yeah, we're about to work on some kind of new beginning here. Definitely. We have the discernment and the judgment and the mastery and the technical expertise, all those ordeals, those curses, all those this very problematic and troublesome connections that we had, they're being relieved. They're dissipating through our pores, it feels like. Yeah. And so now we can take action to the heart because we've made it. We're kind of self-made right now. So we've built ourselves up from the inside out. All of the seeds that we planted and the sowing that we did, the investments into the self, they're starting to reap. They're starting to pay off. They're starting to yield. Yeah, so we're strong enough and capable of some type of commitment. I know you got a little. Yeah, that song's coming through. That song's coming through. Yeah, there's this we had to go through all those paces and spaces and places and environments, surroundings, locations. We had to spend all the time, energy, effort, and attention with those people, places, and things because it had some kind of cumulative cycle. It was a fortunate one. It didn't appear to be, but it gave us our spiritual power, which is what we needed to have some kind of divine connection because we're chosen. We're a very special child, but we have some stinking thinking. So we got stripped of some innocence and naivete. It's unfortunate. So that's why love was on the back burner. It wasn't going to manifest there. It was kind of frozen out. We were left in a sunken place. We were some kind of apathetic. Remember, the opposite of love is not hatred, it's apathy. And so until we successfully grabbed that type of lesson and victory and had that, alarm bell sound off, it wasn't gonna work. Hmm. So we're gonna just visit really quickly what some of those lessons that we didn't learn were, because the truth is coming out now. Yeah, I can see it all now. I can see it all now. I can see it. I can see it. Oh, I can see it all. I can see it all. Oh, I can see it all. I can see it all. Yeah, something's being revealed. Okay, well, the gospel is here. Let's run through, pull through, and see what we got going on. Let's get this. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, I can see it all. I can see it all. Yeah, something's being revealed. Some kind of symbiosis is all coming together. It's time, though. It's something in the stars that said, okay, let's push this through, let's pull this forward. Okay. I can see it. I can see it. Okay, we definitely got something coming through. The cherubim are here. Hmm. Not even that. We also have the throne. The throne a day. Yeah, something's coming together, like a sextile or a trine. Mhm. And we also have the ministering angels, the Elohim. Okay, we definitely have the throne here. Something starting. The Lord of Karma is saying yes. A new creative new beginning is here because we've achieved, we've accomplished. Something got canceled out. Old past needed to be purified, and now we've done it. We went through an ordeal, though. I know that was difficult. I'm glad you made it, baby. Now we need to be humble because we are going to be stripped of some connections. We won't see them until the afterlife. However, it's fine to grieve and to have, you know, mourning. Just don't carry forward regrets. Work that out, baby. Okay. Okay, so we have these regrets, these mournings. It's not really regret, it's remorse and grief. It's because the tables are turning. And listen, when we experience something and we process it, we're able to deal with it easier. Like me, I talk about trauma openly and freely, and I sometimes get asked afterwards, boy, you're so open, you're so free to share. And it's not entirely true. It might seem that way. My response is always and forever will be, listen, when you process your trauma and your drama and your grief and your past, the more you talk about it, the easier it is, and the more healed you are. The more healed you are, the more you're open and willing and able to share. So we just got to go through a lot of those circumstances. Things are going to turn around the more strength that we have, because it's kind of like it was fine. We're doing like a self-mediation. All of the lessons, any of the lessons that we're learning through processing this grief, this drama, this trauma from the past, really what that means is we're getting stronger. And the more we process, the more karmic causes that we might have still been carrying get dissipated. They get expedited. We're really letting go and getting stronger the more we process. Hmm. Yeah, so some things are coming up. I gotta be honest. We're having a lot of inciting incidences. These blinding flashes of the obvious are coming through, pulling through, coming harder when it should have been come a while ago. But again, all that soulmate twin flame energy is coming through. So if they are a twin flame, a soulmate, we're in the same soul group, so we'll see them again. We got to go with God right now, though. We really do. And God is sending a lot of these messages because we're hoping, wishing, wanting, praying, conjuring up some wounding from the past. So what that means is that we're getting divine messages. Okay. And a lot of drama and trauma from the past is being canceled out. I already said this. But it's so that we don't become of an opposing mind. And this, in less than a fortnight, this situation will be resolved. Two at the most. Okay, so we are going to be blessed pretty soon. It's not that we aren't already blessed, but something's going to physically anchor. Okay, so we're going to do some cleansing and purification now because there is some karmic ties that we still have. And pretty soon we're going to go into even more difficult recollections, the more karmic ones, not just the ones where we were innocent, naive, inept. We weren't doing any malice or deception or whatever. We were just kind of innocent, naive, even. So innocent versus naive. Naive, innocent people are not naive. They just believe everyone has a good heart. Naive people believe everyone has good intentions. There's a slight difference. Yeah, so we're preparing to move forward in some kind of way. Cycle this through and see what we got going on here. Yeah, a lot of bubbles are bursting. We're processing a lot of grief over this next week. Once we complete that, our heart will open up. We can give the proper type of love now because we've made it in some kind of way. I don't know what that means yet. Yeah, so love is will be here to stay after a while. We're receiving some type of grace. So this is about forgiving the sins of the past, really. So we have some kind of humility now that we didn't have before. I don't know what that is. Up until recently, there's been stinking thinking, and really what we needed was time to purify and go within for answers. So we have a lot of commitments coming up in this soul group. Most of us are going to be coupled up in the mid-year. And when this energy starts moving, when all these upgrades happen, it'll be clear to recognize, and the person probably will speak it out loud. Something to be aware. You can come to work or they'll step out of some kind of portal. So they might be shooting in from a different timeline. And actually, they'll be reacting to something that we put out into the universe. So we should order up from the universe what it is that we want. So we can get it. Nice work if you can get it. And if you get it, won't you tell me how? Yeah, so it's been an honor and a pleasure and a privilege to serve. Thank you for allowing me to do so. If anything that was said resonates deeply with you, like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. This was a reading about judgment and discernment. Finally, we are understanding what happened in the past in respect to connections that we were in, especially false starts, misconnections, false flames, false twins, things of that nature. The curse has been broken. A lot of negative energy that was stuck, that was stagnant, it's going back to whence it came, from whence it came. And now we're standing at the gate of our heart with absolute certainty and conviction. We're defending the spot pretty well. And it's not about defending any spot, it's really more about securing love. As that happens, something's going to pull through, come harder in a very profound and powerful way. But in the interim, a lot of energy from the old, energy from our previous earlier time in life, when we were a lot more unhealed, unawakened, it's being purged, it's being flushed, going away, it's going to life. And our intuition should be telling us that we're about to have a very big windfall soon. Now, a few people may return, and if they're healed and awakened, and it's evident, we don't have to figure it out, we don't have to teach them, it's evident that they're already showing back up healed and awakened. Okay, that's a different story. But right around the corner, our hopes, wishes, dreams, and desires are going to be fulfilled. It could take up to the middle of the year, but for most of us, it's going to happen early spring. Okay, just a quick prayer for all those still lost out there to illusion, delusion, confused, and trapped in the seeds of time lost, the matrix, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine and unconditional oneness, and unconditional loving universal oneness. Annapurna, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I pray that you return back to the divine with your steps ordered and your path illuminated. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be whole, may you be healthy, may you be free from fear and free from lack. May you get everything you ever want, starting with what you deserve. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Take good care. Bye-bye.